This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1707, Friends, by Ryan Frederick of Here.life. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ORD. I'm Greg Audino, your host and narrator, equipped with an article today that I'm really excited about, all about friendship, which I don't think is talked about nearly enough. Author Ryan Frederick has some facts and figures for us, as well as some ideas about how we can better the friendships that we have in our lives. So let's listen closely as we begin this article now and optimize your life. Friends, by Ryan Frederick of Here.life. The sitcom Friends is one of the most popular television shows of all time. Airing for over a decade from 1994 to 2004, the show revolves around 6 friends in their 20s and 30s who live in Manhattan. These friends spend an inordinate amount of time together, sometimes moving in and out of romantic relationships with each other, and live in the same apartment building, above Central Perk, their favorite third place. They come to rely on each other through the ebbs and flows of life. The iconic theme song for the show, I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts, explicitly calls out the critical interdependency of these relationships. So no one told you life was going to be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you because you're there for me too. Social connection is a key to healthy longevity. The Harvard study of adult development is considered one of the world's longest studies of adult life, having started in 1938 during the Great Depression and still active today. Its director, Dr. Robert Waldinger, has given a TED Talk with over 44 million views and recently co-authored a book on key insights from the study, The Good Life: Lessons from the World's Longest Scientific Study of Happiness. One of his key conclusions? The stronger our relationships, the more likely we are to live happy, satisfying, and overall healthier lives. In fact, the study reveals that our connections with others can predict the health of our bodies and our brains as we go through life. Perhaps more than they realized, Rachel, Monica, and the characters on Friends' investment in each other was just as much an investment in their individual and collective health and well-being. Yet, we're in a friendship recession. If relationships are one of the keys to a long, healthy life, it's unfortunate that we seem to be struggling as a society to maintain friends. In a comparison study from 1990 to 2021, Americans experienced a marked decrease in the number of close friends. There are 4 times as many people, 12% overall, that have no close friends outside of their family. In a recent podcast of Plain English, Derek Thompson, a journalist at The Atlantic, explores with economist Bryce Ward the fact that America is going through a friendship recession. Starting in 2013, well before the pandemic, people from every demographic, young and old, male and female, white and non-white, metro and rural, began to spend more time alone. This figure spiked with the pandemic. In 2021, the average American spent nearly 10 more hours per week alone as compared to 2013. From 2003, when the dataset was created, to 2013, the amount of time spent alone was largely unchanged. Something has happened in the last decade. One of the likely culprits is the role of technology, particularly the availability to stream entertainment 24/7 from any device. Time spent streaming is time that you are not spending with friends and friends aren't spending with you. Both parties lose out on time together. A repeated decision for personal entertainment in the moment can have a long-ranging impact on the strength of your relationships. Of course, time alone does not necessarily mean feeling lonely, but too much time alone can lead to loneliness. Loneliness can have the health equivalent of smoking more than a pack of cigarettes a day. Friendships take time. In part, Rachel and Monica from Friends are close because they spend a lot of time together. In some episodes, it seems like every waking moment. And maintaining and sustaining friendships takes time. By some accounts, it takes more than 200 hours, ideally over a concentrated period of 6 weeks, for a stranger to grow into a close friend. British anthropologist and evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar is an expert on friendships and the author of the book, Friends: Understanding the Power of Our Most Important Relationships. He is credited with Dunbar's number, a notion that there is a cognitive limit on human groups of about 150 individuals. In his framework, he views friendships as a series of different types of friends based on levels of commitment and chemistry, ranging from close friends, 5 people or less, best friends, 10 people or less, good friends, 35 people or less, and friends more broadly, 100, to arrive at his 150 friends figure. It takes considerable time to move from one level of friendship, say a good friend, to a deeper type of friendship, such as a best friend. It also takes a meaningful amount of time to maintain close friends. It is fitting that Friends revolves around 6 friends. Each of them has 5 close friends, consistent with Dunbar's structure. Friendships take chemistry. Friends' characters have a lot in common. They are of similar ages, adventurous, goofy, and are drawn to urban life. This doesn't happen by chance. You tend to like the people who are most like you. Dunbar has identified 7 pillars of friendship where similarities can more easily create connections. These are: have the same language, grow up in the same location, have similar educational and career experiences, have similar hobbies and interests, have similar worldviews, an amalgam of moral views, religious views, and political views, have a similar sense of humor, and have similar musical tastes. According to Dunbar, the more of these boxes you tick with someone, the more time you will be prepared to invest in them, the more emotionally close you will feel towards them, the closer they will lie to you in the layers of your social network, and the more willing you will be to help them out when they need it, and the more likely they are to help you. Friendships take proximity. Living in proximity to each other is a huge part of what makes friends work. They were able to easily spend time together and regularly reaffirm their chemistry. The depth of their friendships would simply not happen if they were strewn across New York City, or the country for that matter. Location helped enable their friendships. In this sense, where we live and how we engage where we live are foundational for our social network. If we're not around those that are similar enough to us, we're unlikely to want to devote the time to develop a friendship. If we live too far away from those similar to us, we don't have the ability to spend enough time together to develop friendships. Choose place wisely. Several years ago, Friends had a reunion special. Some of the cast had stayed close, others had strayed. There clearly was an emotional boost being together. However, life moves on, places change, and so do people. Developing, maintaining, and sustaining relationships takes effort. But, as the Harvard study suggests, it is well worth it if you value your health and longevity. Be sure to consider investments of time and chemistry, but certainly don't overlook the critical role of place to make it all work. You just listened to the post titled Friends by Ryan Frederick of Here.life.
Priceline presents Go to Your Happy Price. What's up? It's Kaylee Cuoco. When it comes to travel, we all have a happy place. You can see yourself already there. It's beautiful. It might be sunny and sandy for some, neon and urban for others, deserts or rainforests or hiking trails. With Priceline, you can get to your happy place for a happy price with deals you really can't find anywhere else. Like up to 60% off select hotels to Costa Rica or 5-star hotels for 2-star prices in Cabo. Go to Priceline.com and travel to your happy place for a happy price. All right, see ya. I'm off to Miami. No, actually, wow, look at that. No, I'm going to Hawaii now. Ooh, Cancun looks nice. You know what? Belize looks pretty nice this time of year. Or, Palm Springs.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
As if the McCrispy couldn't get any better, Bacon and Ranch just entered the chat. The Bacon Ranch McCrispy, available at participating McDonald's for a limited time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
And an amazing post from Ryan today, huh? Thanks a lot to him for that. As the book title indicates, there sure is reason to believe that friends might be the most important relationships we have. There's something very special about being there simply because you want to be, right? And of course, this is true much of the time with family and romantic relationships as well. But still, those relationships can feel more contractual. Family we don't choose, we're born into. Romantic relationships that we no longer find fulfilling can become easy to stay in regardless, once our lives, our finances, etc. have become so enmeshed. Work relationships are bound by literal contracts. But friends are often the easiest relationships to leave. So when we choose not to, it's easier to see our devotion and willingness to be part of them, which is really special. So be sure to look for ways that you can reconnect or spend more time with friends, because I am equally alarmed at how infrequently or how little people are making time for that these days. Okay, and that will do it, everybody. Get out of here and go hug a friend. I hope you enjoyed this post as much as I did. Be sure to share it with someone, share this show with someone, and I'll look forward to having you back here tomorrow for another post. That's where your optimal life awaits.